The 31st of March, 1995, Corpus Christi, Texas. It's a Saturday morning. The Gulf air is warm. A 2-3-year-old woman drives to a Days Inn motel on Navigation Boulevard. She's wearing a purple jacket. She knows this place. She knows the person inside. She has no reason to be afraid. She knocks on room 158. Inside are financial documents. She needs papers for her boutique business. She's been asking for them for weeks. She just wants the papers, and then she'll go. What she doesn't know is that the woman on the other side of that door bought a gun 5 days ago, and she didn't buy it for protection. She lied to the gun store clerk, claiming she was a nurse whose patient's relatives had threatened her life. At 11:48 that morning, a hollow point bullet from a .38 Taurus revolver hits Selena in the back. She runs. She makes it to the lobby. She collapses on the floor, leaving a trail of blood across the tiles. Before losing consciousness, she uses her final words to identify her shooter, telling the staff, "Yolanda Saldívar, room 158. She was rushed to Corpus Christi Memorial Hospital, where she was pronounced dead at 1:05 p.m. She was 23 years old. And the question the whole world asked in the hours that followed was the same one. Why? To understand what was lost that morning, you have to understand who Selena was. Born on the 16th of April, 1971, in Freeport, Texas, to Abraham Quintanilla Jr., a former musician who immediately recognized her perfect timing and perfect pitch. Her father built a band around his children, Selena on lead vocals, her brother A, B on bass, her sister Suzette on drums. They played Tejano music, a genre that had always been male-dominated, a genre where programmers doubted a young woman could carry a crowd. She didn't just carry it, she transformed it. She won the Tejano Music Award for Female Vocalist of the Year in 1987 and landed her first major record deal with Capitol EMI Latin in 1989. By the early 1990s, she was selling out arenas, designing her own fashion line, building boutiques, and learning Spanish phonetically. She'd grown up speaking English at home just to connect more deeply with her audience. Just 1 month before she was killed, she performed to more than 60,000 people at the Houston Astrodome. The English crossover album was already recorded. The world was waiting. She was standing at the edge of everything. Then there was Yolanda. Yolanda Saldívar was born on the 19th of September 1960 in San Antonio, the youngest of 7 children. Growing up, she was teased and bullied because of her weight. She became a registered nurse, quiet life, stable job. And then in 1991, she walked into a Selena concert, and something inside her broke open in a way it never recovered from. She pushed to start a fan club in San Antonio, found herself in Selena's inner circle, and quit her nursing job to manage Selena's boutique business, even though she had no business experience whatsoever. She didn't just manage the business, she consumed it. She consumed Selena. A roommate once found a makeshift shrine to Selena inside Yolanda's home and moved out after 2 weeks. Employees complained constantly. Selena's fashion designer quit over her. He described Saldivar as very vindictive and very possessive of Selena. Selena's father, Abraham, had never trusted her. He sensed something was wrong from the beginning, but Selena defended her every single time. Because Yolanda had been there from the start. She'd built the fan club from nothing. She had keys to the boutiques. She was one of the closest people in Selena's life. And Selena was loyal to the people she loved. That loyalty would cost her everything. In January 1995, the truth began to surface. Abraham started receiving letters and phone calls from angry fans who had paid their enrollment fees and received nothing. He investigated and found that Saldivar had used forged checks to embezzle $30,000 from both the fan club and the boutiques. $30,000. Stolen from fans who had scraped together money to feel close to the woman they adored. On March 9th, the Quintanilla family held a meeting to confront Saldivar. Her answers were not convincing. Abraham told her if she couldn't disprove the accusations, he would involve the police. 2 days later, Yolanda applied for a gun permit. Let that land for a moment. Family confronts her on March 9th. She applies for a weapon on March 11th. She buys the gun on March 26th, 5 days before she shoots Selena in the back. This was not a crime of passion. She had been planning this, but before she pulled the trigger, she had one more manipulation to run. She called Selena and told her she had been sexually assaulted during a recent trip to Mexico. Selena believed her. Selena drove Saldivar to a hospital, but doctors only performed a routine exam and did not confirm that any assault had taken place. The rape story is widely believed to have been fabricated entirely a way to keep Selena close, to buy a little more time before everything collapsed. March 31st, room 158. Selena arrives alone to collect the financial papers Yolanda had promised. She asks for them. Yolanda stalls. There's a confrontation. Then Yolanda reaches into her purse. She fires a hollow point bullet into Selena's back. Selena runs toward the lobby. Saldivar chases after her, calling her a bitch, a woman she had spent 4 years calling her closest friend. Selena made it to the front desk. She gave them a name and a room number, and then she went down. Saldivar held police and the FBI crisis negotiation unit at bay for almost 10 hours. Sobbing into the negotiator's ear, she repeated, "I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to kill anybody." The trial gripped the nation. It was described as the most important trial for the Hispanic population in the United States compared to the O.J. Simpson case by media outlets. Fans stood outside the courthouse every single day. The defense argued accident. The gun went off by mistake. The prosecution destroyed that argument in one question. Why did Saldivar, a trained nurse, not call 911? Why did she not administer first aid after accidentally shooting Selena in the back? She watched Selena run. She chased her. She screamed at her. Then she barricaded herself in a truck for 10 hours. That is not what a person who made a terrible mistake looks like. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. Guilty. 30 years to life. Thousands attended Selena's funeral. So many the service had to be moved from a funeral home to a convention center. The album She Never Got to Promote Dreaming of You shot straight to #1 on the Billboard 200 and became one of the fastest selling records in history. The world she was about to step into received her music and mourned the woman who made it. In 2025, Yolanda applied for parole. The board denied her, ruling she still posed a continuing threat to public safety. She will be eligible again in 2030. She'll be 70 years old. She still hasn't stopped changing her story. The lead prosecutor said it plainly. Yolanda wanted to kill Selena because Selena was firing Yolanda. She wouldn't exist without her. And if she didn't work for Selena, she didn't want to work for anybody. That is the entire story. A woman who mistook obsession for love, who decided that if she couldn't have the life Selena gave her, no one would have Selena at all. Selena was 23, standing at the edge of everything she had spent her whole life building. She never got to cross it.